Welcome back to integrated circuit lecture. Today we will discuss about the band stop or a band reject filter. The first, the definition of the band reject filter. Band reject or a band stop filter passes all passes the all frequency from 0 to upper cutoff frequency f h, and then it stop the all frequency between the upper cutoff frequency and lower cutoff frequency, and finally, it passes the frequency all frequency above the higher cutoff lower cutoff. Design for or it a plan for which one condition we put where the f h is less than f l, f l is greater than f h. Okay. This is the condition. So, definition says that if you consider the frequency response for a band stop filter, we consider a ideal response of a band stop filter. It look like this. Okay. This is the gain x axis and this will be the frequency. Okay. This is first we consider here f h and this will be the f l. Okay. F h is the upper cutoff frequency and f l is the lower cutoff frequency. So, band stop filter it passes the all frequency from 0 to upper cutoff frequency, that is f h, and then it stop the all frequency between the f h and f l, and finally, it passes the all frequency above the lower cutoff frequency, that is this range. Okay. So, basically it has the two pass band, this is the pass band, this is the pass band, and then this one the stop band. Okay. And condition for designing of a band stop filter or a band reject filter, we consider the f h is less than f l. F h is basically cutoff frequency for low pass response, and f l is cutoff frequency for high pass response. Okay. If you consider the category of band stop filter, there are two types of band stop filter. One is the wide band stop filter and second one is the narrow band stop filter. If we consider the quality factor less than 10, it defined as the wide band stop filter. If q is greater than 10, it defined as the narrow band stop filter. Okay. Now, next first we consider the wide band stop filter. And what is the basic concept for designing of a wide band pass filter? Let we assume that the two signal, okay, consider the two signal, it this is the signal first, okay, and we have the second signal, look like this. This is the signal 2. Okay. If we add these two signal, let us suppose that we try to add signal 1 and signal 2, okay. Then we get signal graph look like this. Okay. So, if we consider the signal first is the low pass filter response, this is the low pass filter response, and signal 2 is look like as a high pass filter response, high pass filter response. If we add these two signal, then we get a signal look like as the response of band stop filter. So, basically band stop filter designed with if input signal which passes through high pass filter which gives the high pass response, it passes through a low pass filter which gives the low pass response, okay. And finally, we add these two response and we get the V out as a response of band stop filter. So, a band stop filter can be made by using a high pass filter, low pass filter and a adder circuit or a summing amplifier. So, this is the second order low pass high pass filter, this is the high pass filter, okay. And this will be second order low pass filter, and a response of these two we are try to add with a summing amplifier or a adder circuit. So, this is the basically a adder circuit which add the response of response generated by the two filter, that is the high pass filter and low pass filter. So, this is the a circuit diagram for a wideband stop filter. Now, next if you consider the response of a wideband pass filter, so we already discussed in ideal response, this is the practical response of a band stop filter. It passes the all frequency where gain is almost constant, it will be pass are defined as a pass band which passes all frequency from 0 Hz to upper cutoff frequency, that is FH, and it attenuate stop the all frequency between the upper cutoff frequency FH and lower cutoff frequency FL, and finally, it passes the all frequency above the lower cutoff frequency. And one where the minimum gain we find or we calculated, that frequency defined as FC. FC is a center frequency or a corner frequency, where FC we calculate FC by the geometrical mean of the two cutoff frequency, that is FH and FL. Now, next the narrow band stop filter. If you consider the narrow band stop filter, there are many use of a narrow band stop filter in a biomedical science or a biomedical instrument. We mostly use this filter, that it is broadly or generally defined as a notch filter. It is commonly used in a rejection of a single frequency. What is mean by rejection of a single frequency? If you consider the frequency response of this filter, it look like it frequency response, that is the gain versus frequency, okay. Response look like this, okay. And this is the FC for center frequency FC for a notch filter. So, it can be used for a rejection of a single frequency. If you try to find the humming frequency of a human body, that is the generally 50 hertz. So, we can use this filter to find the humming frequency of a human body. Okay. There are the several techniques to make a notch filter, and one simplest technique is the tune T network. Okay. There are many techniques. One conventional technique we can use by low pass filter and high pass filter and adder circuit. We try if you try to design, we one technique is also, but most popular is the tune T network. Okay. Tune T network used for a design of notch filter, but one drawback of the tune T network, it gives the lower value of quality factor, and for a precise tunable we need we need a high value of quality factor. So, for this reason we modify the some we insert the some network along with the tune T, and finally, we get the better value of quality factor. So, if you consider the tune T network look like this, this is the tune T network, where one T is C C and R by 2, and other one is the R R and 2 C. This is the defined as the tune T network, and this is the op amp here as a voltage follower. Okay. Here as a voltage follower which minimize the loading effect, okay, voltage follower, which minimize the loading effect. It is similar to emitter follower and source follower if you consider the case of BJT and MOSFET. Okay. This is the modified twin T network here. Here we what we modify in the twin T network. This is the twin T network, and in a twin T network this is the 2 C and R by 2 connected to ground. It is the same potential. Then we try to sort it. We sort these two here, 2 C and R by 2. Okay. And we use the op-amp A1 as a source follower. We another a source follower, op-amp A2 with the gain A2, yeah, op-amp 2 we use as a source follower. Here the output of second op-amp we connected to the sorted point of 2 C and R by 2, and the input of second is controlled by a potentiometer which connected the two resistor R A and along with the resistor R A and R B. So, this is the modified tuned T network, and for this network if you consider the quality factor, then quality factor comes out with a ratio of R A plus R B upon 4 R A. Later we discuss about how can we find this quality factor value, yeah, with the help of R A and R B. So, if you use a potentiometer along with the R A and R B, then we can easily modify the value of Q. Here we find the perfect value of quality factor in a modified twin T network. Now, we try to derive the transfer function for this circuit or a notch filter. So, first we consider this cross section. Okay. If you consider this cross section R and 2 C, R by 2 and C C. So, we consider here point, at this point the potential is the V out. Okay. At this point this is the source follower, it act as a unity gain. So, this side is this one and this one is a virtual ground concept. We use the virtual ground concept in op-amp. So, V out is same appear at the negative terminal, will be appear at the positive terminal. This is the V out, okay. And this is the beta V out, where what is the beta? If you consider this two ratio, beta is the feedback ratio, and it will be come out with the R B upon R A plus R B. This is the feedback ratio, and it will be the ratio of R A upon R B upon R A plus R B. Okay. So, at this point the potential will appear, at this point potential will appear, that is the beta V out. So, we consider only this part R 2 C R by 2 C and C for derive the expression for a transfer function of notch filter. Okay. So, this is the circuit, take the small cross section for a previous one, previous complete circuit. Okay. So, this is the V out, this is the beta V out, we also discuss about. First we consider the all branch current, this is the I1, I2 and current across R and 1 by C here, this is the I2, because the due to high impedance of op-amp, this side current will be 0. And we consider the two node A. Node A has the node voltage, we consider the node voltage V A at this point, and node B has with the node voltage V V. Okay. So, we apply the KCL at the node A. First consider numerical of op-amp or a derivation of a derivation with the op-amp. First we consider the node voltage, and secondly we define the branch current, and finally we try to calculate the all node voltage, and finally the node voltage will be replaced with the known node voltage. Here is the known node voltage is V in and V out. So, first we apply we concentrate on a VA for a VA. So, first we apply the KCL at the node A. I1 equal to I1 I2 plus I3, and here we put the I1 it is clear I1 equal to VA minus V by R, and I3 equal to VA minus V out, sorry, I2 equal to VA minus V out divided by R, and I3 equal to VA minus beta V out divided by 1 upon 2 SC. Here impedance is 1 upon 2 SC. For this if you modify this previous circuit, we get this, and finally we get the VA in terms of V in and V out, V in plus V out into 1 plus 2 beta SRC divided by 2 1 plus SRC. Apply the same if you we find the VA. Now, our second motive, we find the value of VB. So, for VB we apply the KCL at the node B, and if you apply the KCL, okay, this is the current I5, this one I5. So, apply the KCL at the node B, so we get I5 equal to I4 plus I2, I5 equal to I2 plus I4. So, here I5 is VB minus beta V out divided by R by 2, and I2 equal to V in minus, sorry, this is the I4, this value for I4, and here we put the value of I2. Okay. And this section I2 equal to beta V out divide by beta V out minus VB divide by 1 upon SC. So, you put the V out minus VB divided by 1 upon SC. Okay. So, finally, if you solve, we get this equation, and finally, we find the value of VB and apply the KCL at the node V out. Next, we apply the KCL at the node V out. So, for node V out, if you consider the node V out, there is the one incoming current I2, and similar current will be go outside. Then we can say that the I2 equal to I2. Here the I2 equal to I2, and for I2 VA minus V out divided by R, and for second part of I2 V out minus VB divided by 1 upon SC. Finally, VA minus V out and VB. Here these two terms VA and VB we already calculated. So, by solving equation 1, 2 and 3, we get the transfer function of notch filter, that is the V out by V in is equal to 1 plus S square R square C square divided by S square R square C square plus 4 SRC 1 minus beta plus 1. This is the transfer function of notch filter. Okay. Now, consider the generalized transfer function of a notch filter. So, if you consider the generalized notch transfer function of a notch filter, then here we write a generalized function AF S square plus omega C square S square plus alpha omega CS plus omega C square. Here where omega C is somewhere defined as omega n, omega defined at omega n. This is the center frequency or a corner frequency, sometime it is called the notch frequency. Both are same, and in term of Fn, yeah, or Fc, it is the notch frequency or a center frequency. Okay. This is the center frequency. Okay. So, if you consider what we get transfer function, so we find the transfer function look like this: V out by V in is equal to S square 1 upon R square C square divided by S square plus 4 S by R C 1 minus beta plus 1 upon R square C square. Okay. 1 upon R square C square. From previous one, if you take in the 1 upon R square R square C square as a common, so we get we modify form of transfer function. So, then this is the modified form of transfer function, look like this, this is the similar. Okay. And if you compare these two, so we get the AF equal to 1, this is the pass band gain. Pass band gain of notch filter AF, and if you consider the omega c, that is the center frequency 1 upon RC in radian per second, yeah, FC 1 upon 2 pi RC in hertz. Okay. And next, if you compare the alpha, then we get the alpha equal to 4 1 minus beta. Alpha is the damping coefficient. Alpha is a damping coefficient. If you consider the quality factor Q, then Q will be equal to 1 upon alpha. If you put the value of alpha here, it will become 1 upon 4 1 minus beta, that is the 1 upon 4 1 minus R b upon R a plus R b. Okay. 1 minus R b upon R a plus R b. Then we get the Q. Okay. We find a Q. If you solve this, then we get the Q is R a plus R b divided by 4 R a. Okay. This is the expression for a quality factor of notch filter for a modified twin T network. Okay. This is the generalized transfer function of a notch filter, and what we get the transfer function from our own circuit, that is the V out by V in S square plus 1 upon R square C square divided by S square plus 4 S R C 1 minus beta plus 1 upon R square C square. If you compare these two, so we get the AF, that is the pass band gain of a notch filter 1, and we compare the omega c square, that is equal to 1 upon R square C square, we get the omega c equal to 1 upon R c radian per second, or in terms of if you consider the unit frequency unit hertz, then F c equal to 1 upon 2 pi R c. Alpha is the damping coefficient, and if you compare these two equations, we get the alpha 4 1 minus beta. Here beta is the feedback ratio. We initially we defined the what is the beta feedback ratio, that is the R b upon R a plus R b. So, if you put the value of beta in this expression 4 1 minus R b upon R a plus R b, we get the q equal to R a plus R b upon 4 R a. So, if you modify the value of R a and R b, then we modify the quality factor of notch filter. We can easily achieve the what we want value of quality factor, then we adjust the value of R a and R b, we get the quality factor q. Okay. Now, next the frequency response of a notch filter. So, if you consider a frequency response, it is used for a rejection of a single frequency. Okay. Here it reject the omega c, and which frequency it reject, that is the center frequency, and we also call the notch frequency. AF gain magnitude, if you consider V out by V in, AF is almost 1, AF is 1, and this is the 0.70 at the cutoff frequency, gain value at the cutoff frequency. Okay. These two are cutoff frequency here and here. Okay. And this is to show the frequency response of a notch filter. And one common thing, if you consider the frequency response transfer function of a notch filter, it look like the S square plus 1. We normalize the all term. Okay. For 1 minus beta we consider the 1, alpha is considered 1, then we get the 1 upon R square C square, we consider the 1. Okay. Then we get the transfer function look like the S square plus 1, S square S plus 1, and if you consider these two look like S square S is plus 1, S square S plus 1, S square S plus 1. Okay. Okay. So, first part will be show the high pass response. This is the high pass filter response. If you consider the transfer function, if you recall the transfer function of high pass filter, it look like this, and this is the low pass filter response. Okay. So, it is basically transfer function of a band stop filter or a band reject filter is the sum of the transfer function of low pass filter and high pass filter. We initially initial stage of this lecture we confirm that it is the combination of or addition of the response of low pass filter and high pass filter, and clearly this transfer function also shows it is the combination of two filter transfer function of two filter, that is the high pass filter and low pass filter. Okay. Now, it is the complete of this lecture about the band stop filter or band reject filter. Okay. Thank you.